Thank you. Please raise your hand if you have a question. We'll start with Shimei.
Hi, Enzo, thoughts on that? The positives, any negatives that you saw as well?
Many positive things, especially minus for the legs, that in this moment it's important. In 2 weeks we have the first official game, so it's important to prepare the legs and the body, and also some good performance. So happy with the performance, and for sure, like always, there are things that we can do better, but slowly we're gonna improve.
Semenyo looked sharp, but Ryan McAidoo in the second half was quite impressive. You puts a smile on your face as well.
Yeah, but since day one, to be honest, with Ryan, we were now speaking inside also with the club. Since day one, you see that is that kind of winger that I love. Very aggressive, always 1v1, always try right decision, but it's very young. He needs the right path, especially because today with the young players, you have to go slowly.
Hi Enzo, Sam Lee from The Athletic. Just talking about the aggressive wing play there. There was a lot of that today, Semenyo and McAidoo, and also Savinho as well. Is that the kind of thing that we're going to see a lot of over the next few months and years, the wingers really taking it to defenders?
Yeah, if you go a little bit, in the past, the club I was part of, I always ask for that kind of wingers, because I think you have to do the right process, but then you need the players outside that they can, beat their men 1v1. And Xavi was very good, Antoine was very good, Ryan was very good. We need just to add more solution for them, and then for sure we're going to be better.
You talked about the right path for Ryan because he's young and he needs to make sure. Are you expecting him to be at City next season and maybe play some minutes in cup competitions, or would it be more of a loan?
No, at the moment, with most of the young players, the idea was to see them during the preseason and then decide. We start 10 days ago. Ryan is working well. He has just to continue, and then we're gonna take the right decision. But I'm always very open with the young players. When I was in Leicester, that season was record of debut. When I was in Chelsea, it was record of debut from player from the academy. So if they are good, with me, there is not any problem.
Hi Enzo, Simon Bajkowski from the Manchester Evening News. There was a bit of rustiness on show, obviously, but the team seemed to kind of improve as the game went on and reacting to your messages, your changes at half-time. Was that encouraging to see?
Yeah, even if the problems we had first half, also I think they start 10 days before the NAS. So 10 days before at this stage of the season is very important. So in terms of strength, probably they were more ready than us. But then second half with some changes, we were better.
And Mateo Kovacic is someone who had a lot of injury problems last year, but when he plays, you see what he brings to the side. Is he someone who you're looking to count on this year?
Mateo is our player, so until the day he's here, I will try all my best. Also because I think it's my duty to try to help players to give the best. So if Mateo is here, I'm happy, and we're gonna continue to work with him.
Hi Enzo, Paul McNamara from the South China Morning Post. You said in your first answer that you were very happy with the performance, but there are things you can still do better. So what are those things that you believe you can do better?
We were pressing in the wrong way. We considered them some switch of play from Di Marco to Diouf, and this because we were late in the pressing. But we tried to press a bit in different way. First half time we adjust something. And I think second half in terms of pressing we were much better.
Have you been staying in touch with Jack Grealish where you've been away, and is there any update on his future?
No, I didn't speak with Jack since we are here. I already spoke with Jack. That is similar to what I said now about Mateo. Jack at the moment is City player. So when we're going to be back in Manchester, if he's fit, he's going to work with us.
Hello, Enzo. Over here, sorry. Yeah, I'm Emir from Volix Media Indonesia. So Manchester City every season will expected to win the league. How do you see your chances this year, particularly with most of the big clubs have going through a transition period?
We're going to try to do our best to win titles this season. Premier League is one of the titles that we need to try at least until the end. In terms of a chance, I think in this moment it's too early. What I like is the day by day to help the players to improve, because if you improve players, the team improve, and this is important. And then in terms of a chance, we see.
Hello, Christy from Commercial Radio. So may I ask, would you say today's competition is a good start of your career in Manchester City?
I'm very happy. Yeah, very happy with the performance. Very happy to be here in Hong Kong in this in this trip with lots of fans. Yesterday at the training session, today for the game. So I'm very happy with that.